Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoded, the place where we dig into the gritty details of corporate filings to uncover what is really going on behind the scenes. Get ready, because today we are looking at Newton Golf Company Incorporated's proxy statement for their 2025 annual stockholders meeting. And let me tell you, there are some interesting things to unpack here, especially when it comes to their incentive plans and the company's ongoing efforts to stay in compliance with stock exchange rules. Before we dive in, if you enjoy getting straightforward breakdowns of these complex documents, make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. And if you want to chat more about these filings, join our Discord community. The link is down in the description. So what is a proxy statement? Well, think of it as the official communication from a company to its shareholders, asking them to vote on certain matters at their annual meeting. This is where Newton Golf lays out what they want their shareholders to approve, and why. The meeting is scheduled for the 18th of December 2025, and it is going to be completely virtual, which is pretty common these days. Newton Golf is asking for votes on a few key things, electing directors, ratifying their accounting firm, and approving an updated equity incentive plan. That sounds pretty standard, but the details in these plans are where things usually get interesting. We will be touching on a few of these sections, but our main focus will be on the proposals and what they mean for the company and its employees, especially the equity plan, which is a big deal for attracting and keeping talent. First up is the election of directors. Newton Golf is proposing 4 individuals, Dr. Greg Campbell, Jane Casanta, Brett Hoge, and Akinobu Yorihiro, to serve on the board. The report highlights that there have been some challenges with meeting NASDAQ's requirements for independent directors on the board and the audit committee. This is a common issue for companies as they grow or face changes, and they are actively looking to add another independent director to get back into compliance. This is important because compliance is key to staying listed on major exchanges. Now let's talk about how much these non-executive directors are getting paid for their service in 2024. Directors like Brett Hoge and Jane Casanta received cash fees, and awards. This section gives specific dollar amounts for fees and the value of stock and option awards. But what is really interesting are the details about their stock options. For example, Brett Hoge was granted options with an exercise price of $9.6 per S-hair with vesting over 3 years. This gives them a stake in the company's success. Next up is the proposed ratification of Weinberg, Sif and Company Pay as their independent registered public accounting firm. For 2025, they have been auditing the company since 2013, and the fees for 2024 were around $113,318 for audit fees and $11,438 for tax fees. This is a normal part of ensuring financial transparency and accountability. This proposal is without a doubt the most critical part of this filing. Newton Golf is asking stockholders to approve an update to their 2022 equity incentive plan. The main changes are increasing the number of shares available for awards by 14 million, adding an annual automatic increase in shares and extending the plan's term. They specifically mention that the plan includes features like no automatic accelerated vesting upon a change in control and no excise tax gross-up benefits. These are good things for shareholders as they prevent excessive payouts or golden parachutes and show a focus on long-term value. Some companies might offer these, but Newton Golf is highlighting their commitment to sensible executive compensation. The company needs more shares because they are running low on the 61,525 shares available under the current plan. The plan is to increase it by another 14 million shares, which will bring the total to 15 million shares available. There is also an automatic annual increase of 5% of fully diluted outstanding shares. This ensures they can continue to use stock-based compensation to attract and retain talent. The closing price of their stock on the 18th of November 2025 was $1.15. Per S-hair, this means that options granted at higher prices, like the weighted average of $48.39 for outstanding stock options, are currently underwater, which is a concern, but it also shows there is potential for upside if the stock price recovers. This table shows conditional grants tied to the approval of the new plan. Greg Campbell, the executive chairman and CEO, could receive 200,000 restricted stock units valued at $230,000 at Akinobu Yorihiro. The CTO could get 225,000 units valued at $258,750, and Jeff Claiborne, the CFO, is slated for 175,000 units valued at $201,250. This shows a clear intent to incentivize leadership if the plan is approved. Looking at the executive compensation for 2024, Greg Campbell received a total of $450,668, including salary stock awards and other compensation. Akinobu Yorihiro earned $217,331. In 2024, this section also details Steve Handy, their former CFO, whose compensation in 2023 was substantial at over $1.1 million, including bonuses and significant option awards. This highlights the dynamic nature of executive roles and compensation. This table shows the unexercised options for named executive officers as of the 31st of December 2024. For Greg Campbell, there are options outstanding with exercise prices ranging from $9.6 to $300. It is important to note that all these options are underwater as of the filing date, meaning the current stock price is lower than the exercise price. This is a significant point as it indicates that these options will only be valuable if the stock price increases substantially. Newton Golf also discloses related party transactions. One such transaction was a credit line of up to $250,000 with GML Holdings, which is owned by a Kenobi Yorihiro co-founder director. And CTO, this loan was fully repaid in 2023. Another was a secured promissory note with former CFO Michael Kell. For $200,000, also repaid in 2023, these disclosures are about transparency and preventing conflicts of interest. This section shows who owns the company's stock as of the 19th of November 2025. Brett Hoja, director, beneficially owns about 5.2% of the company with 246,873 shares. This makes him a significant stakeholder. Greg Campbell also holds a notable stake with 127,974 shares, or 2.7%, the total for all executive officers. And directors as a group is 8.4%. This indicates that the leadership team has a vested interest in the company's performance. Now let's circle back to that crucial equity incentive plan approval. The company is really pushing for this because they need the additional shares to attract and retain employees. Without it, they warn they will be at a severe disadvantage in recruiting and retaining key talent in a competitive market. This is a critical piece of their long-term strategy to build value. Looking at Newton Golf Company Incorporated from a broader perspective, the company is clearly focused on using equity compensation as a key tool for growth and employee retention. The proposal for a significant increase in shares for their incentive plan underscores this. The fact that many of the current outstanding options are underwater is a concern and highlights the company's current stock performance challenges. However, the proposed new grants to key executives like Greg Campbell, a Kenobi Yorihiro, and Jeff Claiborne signal a belief that the stock price has significant upside potential. The company is also taking steps to ensure regulatory compliance by addressing NASDAQ's independence requirements for board members. However, there are risks. One is the ongoing need to regain full compliance with NASDAQ listing rules, which if not addressed promptly could lead to delisting. Another is the current underwater status of stock options, which could impact morale if not addressed through stock price appreciation or future equity grants. The company's reliance on equity incentives as a core compensation strategy means that future stock performance is directly tied to their ability to attract and retain the talent needed to execute their business plan. My take is that Newton Golf is in a growth phase and is using equity as a primary driver for that growth. They are transparent about their challenges and proactive in seeking solutions. The approval of the amended and restated equity if plan is essential for their future success and will provide them with the flexibility needed to compete for talent. The stock price performance will obviously be the key indicator for how successful this strategy truly is. Alright, that is our deep dive into Newton Golf Company's latest proxy statement. What are your thoughts on their equity incentive plan and the implications for the company? Let us know in the comments below if you found this analysis valuable. Please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate decoder insights. And don't forget to join our Discord community for deeper discussions and to connect with fellow analysts. Thanks for watching. See you next time.